We don't need to take the hose off because we're going to put a new hose on there. So I'll show you that in a second. The fan does need to come off though. And I always lay it down on the ground exactly the same way it is, meaning this is in the same orientation so that when I start swapping parts over, they all go back in the same place. Fan lifts right off. I'll lay it down next to it for now. Sometimes you need to transfer little adapters over. If you get a good brand radiator, it'll come with everything you need, including new bolts. Although those are too long, so we're going to reuse the old ones. This radiator is the same as this one. So we're going to take the fan, put it on there in the same position. Should fit right on. The bolt holes all line right up. We'll bolt it back on. These do not have to be very tight. It's just all plastic, so as long as it's snugged down, you're good. Got the fan changed over. Now we need a couple other things. The old radiator has little rubber feet on it. It's important to take those off the old one if they'll come off. You twist them and they'll come off. This one's a little distorted, but when you go to put it back in to sit down in the car, that's all it sits on, is these little rubber feet. Okay, we get the little rubber lower radiator hose installed. I always install it so that if I ever have to take it off again, it's easy. If you notice, when this is in the car, if I'm underneath the car, I could get to this really easy. We're not on a lift, we're doing this in the driveway, so put the hose on first, snug it down. You don't have to get under the car, it's very nice and easy. And you can see, if you look down in here with the camera, you can see where those little rubber feet go. That's one of them, that's the other one. They fit right down in there. If you don't get those rubbers in there, it'll clang around and bounce around and possibly damage the radiator. Okay, and you'll feel it drop right down in there. Once it's dropped down in there, you can put the top hold down on. Okay, snug that down. Okay, now we can feed our lower hose down in here properly. If you look closely, there's a bunch of these little clips, all these plastic clamps. They're meant to be there to hold the hoses out of place, so you want to hook all those back in. So it's kind of like a little small jigsaw puzzle, but they go on there pretty easy. Also, make sure you got your other hose clamp on there first. And remember, we want to install it so that it's easy to get to. So these do not have to be very tight. When you start seeing the hose just slightly start to bulge, you're pretty much tight enough. Okay, that went on nice. Remember, there's no reason to force anything. This is our handy little funnel. This is a spill-free funnel. This thing is awesome. Really helps any kind of coolant job. This helps with. There's also a bleeder on this car right here. So I'm going to pop that loose so that I can help get some of the air out. I could have left this hose off to get some of the air out, but since there's a bleeder there, I'll just use the bleeder. You can see it starting to come out. Okay, once we get coolant running out of there, you can screw this back on. Sometimes these things get clogged up, so you got to pull the whole thing out. This one, yeah, this one works. It's mainly to get the air out of the engine. We use a 50-50 mix of coolant. You can buy it already mixed, 50-50. so that it's already mixed for you. You don't got to worry about trying to mix it. Especially coolant's supposed to be actually mixed with distilled water. There's a reason for that. It's a good reason. It helps prevent the other chemicals in the coolant from interacting with the engine. It can cause corrosion, oxidation, stuff like that. So you want to make sure you use distilled water or just buy 50-50 mix. It's much easier. Okay, so now we're going to fire the engine up. We're going to let it run for a little while. We're going to make sure the fan comes on when it's supposed to. We're going to make sure the thermostat opens. When the thermostat opens, it'll run the rest of the air out of the engine. One of the reasons we like this funnel so much is because you don't have to hold it for one thing. You can sit it right there. You can watch the air bubbles come out. And when it's done, you plug it off like this, lift it right up. It actually lifts right up out of here. And it doesn't spill. And then you put your cap back on and you're good to go. So one thing we're going to want to hook up before we run this is the overflow bottle, which I left out. So that again just slides right down in here and then hooks right on. That's it. And run the clamp down. Okay. Alright, so we're going to run this engine, get all the air out of it. Thanks for watching our video, and please visit autopartsdirecttoyou.com for all of your auto part needs.